I don't know if it was the one with Nate or the episode before that, but I talked about how some dude tweeted about Caitlin Clark. I was talking about how I read a tweet that was like, she keep that thing hairy. I forgot to mention that was Antonio Brown.
Dude,
I saw that tweet again and I was like, oh shit, it was AB.
He's fucking lost.
I talked about it on the podcast.
Mind, dude. His mind is gone.
Rules so hard, bro.
He really does. He's mentally ill and he's lost his mind. But
yeah, he's like pulling his dick out at Holiday Inn pools.
So funny.
Kind of cool though.
Yeah, I mean,
aren't we all?
Yeah, we should probably wrap up.
And so should he.
Heyo.
Triple F Podcast.
Triple F Podcast, extra episode every week at patreon.com/triplefpod.
Yeah.
All right. What happened to you?
On my way here. Have you guys heard that new rapper Ian?
Hogan?
No.
Yeah.
Ian?
He's a white kid. He's basically just a mumble rapper, but he's very good. And I was driving into your neighborhood and he's like, and I was doing this. I was just like, I was really feeling myself. And I was doing this. And I look over and there was a lady walking her dog and she went.
That's great. We do live in like a wide enough neighborhood where people wouldn't be like, oh my God, he's making weird movements. They'd be like, hey, neighbor.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I was like, my big brother like Marshawn Lynch, he run through somebody. And some lady's just like, hi.
Hello. Yeah, dude, our neighborhood has some
I'm walking
nice
my pug.
people in there. Have you met any of our neighbors?
Yeah. I talked to the guy to the right.
I'm not a neighbor guy.
I'm a huge neighbor guy.
Really?
I like being friendly. I've only talked to him like twice. And one time he was doing yard work, and I hit him with a working hard or hardly working, and he went,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know how it is,
and then
brother.
the other time
That's
he was
sick.
The other time I was walking the dogs. I took one of the dogs out by herself to work on like leash training. And he goes, taming her, and I said, trying to.
Trying, brother.
This bitch?
You know, my
No,
mother was
I don't use
shoddy.
that word. It's because it's a female dog.
I'm actually very respectful.
I just
of
heard this
women.
thing too. If have you heard this thing where if you call a lady a female, you're like supposed to be like a dickhead?
Yeah, it's a silly thing.
It's a weird thing to call someone,
I do agree,
though.
actually. I kind of do agree with it. After
I
I
don't
heard it, I
think-
was like, oh, I kind of actually
It
agree.
depends on the tone and the context entirely.
I don't think you're a weirdo, but like when I hear it, I am like, just say like women or
Yo,
girls.
those females.
Yo, I was
but
talking
it's
to
like-
this female. It's like
Yeah, well, see, that's the tone and context that it's weird in.
it has like a mating thing to it.
There was a lot of females
yeah.
at the spot. Why is it always a black guy?
That's who says that.
That's the accent that we're doing. I don't think, in my experience, it's not always a black guy, but it is
No?
sometimes a white guy who I think wants to be a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every white guy.
I'm not with. yeah. I'm not against this take. I think that people who use female, yeah, it just depends because I've used it before, but
Yeah,
it's
everything in
not
context.
scientific. You know, I'm not trying to be like biological. I'm just talking. But like, yeah, if you go there with a lot of females there, it's like, all right.
It's funny just to use
Or
the word
when I'm with the
lady.
female, I like to let her know, like, it's okay. All right, yeah, you're a dick.
that whatever follows that sentence is not good.
Yeah.
When I'm with the female, I let her know I'm the man of the house.
Yeah.
And I lay down the law.
Yeah.
I said, if there's one ego left, you leave that ego.
You go, remember, if your man won't buy it for you, Hitman will.
I have that on video somewhere.
Dude, you gotta have that.
So crazy.
It was
Remember.
that whole night was insane. There was a lady it was like midsummer and a good
There's
movie.
a female, you mean?
There was a female there.
No.
Yeah,
In
we
a
only
full-
refer to ladies. We only refer to women as females now on the Triple F
Bam,
podcast.
bam, bam.
And it was like in the middle of June of like last year. It was almost a year ago. And there was a lady in a Miss Santa outfit singing sexy Santa puns for 5 minutes.
Was it Sharon?
No.
Sharon
This is
Pfeiffer?
like an old fat lady.
That's crazy.
It was
dude.
insane.
You want to know what that is? That's somebody who did that at like a office Christmas party or like a family Christmas party, and it went dude, it murdered. Everybody was
Yeah.
drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
drunk on spiked eggnog.
Yeah.
And she's been thinking about that moment ever since. Ever since. It wasn't even the most recent Christmas. It was the one before.
Oh, yeah.
And she's been
Yeah.
itching for that shit, but she got COVID last Christmas.
Yep.
And she couldn't do it. And she's like, the itch got to her, and she's like, I'm gonna sign up for the fucking open mic. And then she did it, and she got everybody there. And she
Dude,
was like, this is my time to shine. I'm going to do a Christmas-themed set in the middle of June in Florida.
And nobody will question it.
And nobody will wonder what I'm doing.
That whole night was a fucking fever dream.
Was that the night where the guy threw out peanut butter sandwiches, too?
No, that was when I was there.
That was a
And it's
different
so
night.
funny because this comic or this guy who tried comedy once made a bunch of peanut butter sandwiches and then did a bit about peanut butter sandwiches, and then he started throwing. He came on stage with a Publix bag full of peanut butter sandwiches that were all put in sandwich bags, and then he just started chucking them into the like. It wasn't like he was kind of like, hey, here's one. He was taking them and overhand throwing to be like, get one in the back.
That's
and then
so
it was like, it's just so funny because if that goes well, it's like he's like, oh fuck, I have to make peanut butter sandwiches tonight, dude. I got a set. I got a spot tonight. I have to make 17 peanut butter sandwiches.
Imagine if you had to do that for one of your jokes. Like if I was doing like a joke and I just have to like bring a box out and I just start throwing fleshlights at the crowd and just like hucking fleshlights at people. That'd be pretty neat, actually.
I'd like that. I would like a flashlight.
Have you never used one?
No.
I got one like relative. I felt like I
just got a bed frame, dude.
Yeah, you're like, I don't have an extra pussy.
But I feel like that's actually
that
would maybe lean more towards the opposite.
If we were gonna look at men with bed frames and men without bed frames, I bet men without bed frames have fleshlights
Actually,
more at a higher rate.
What?
My flashlight will be here in 2 days. Hey, babe.
Dude, the fleshlights are good, bro.
Are they?
Yeah, well, mine's technically a pocket pussy. It's not a name brand fleshlight, but yeah.
Damn, dude.
Pocket pussy.
You fly Spirit with your dick?
Wait, is a pocket pussy off-brand from a fleshlight?
No, it's not an off-brand. It's just a different brand. Yeah.
Which one do you recommend?
I've only had the pocket pussy, and
I
I
want
have,
one
I
of
have
those-
no notes. It's great.
I want one of those cut off torsos that's just like a
Just
Like
ass
an
and doggy
ass,
style.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
it's always like a little bit smaller than like.
Yeah,
like, have
it's
you seen
weird.
it's not like a human.
It's like
size
fucking
ass.
a dwarf ass.
Yeah,
it's
no,
very weird.
no. Dwarf asses are huge. This is like.
True.
I'm not gonna say.
I know what
Yeah,
you're
well,
saying.
yeah,
But like when I
yeah.
see it, it looks so small. Because like I've seen them. I've been to the sex shop. I've seen them, and I'm like, that's not the size of.
Let's pivot. Let's pivot.
That's
Let's
not the
pivot.
size of the human I want to fuck.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, of course you
I'm
guys
with
It'd
you.
be
agree.
funny to
with you. I'm
put,
with
it'd
you.
be
Of course
funny
you
to
guys
put
agree.
poop in the butthole.
Dude, I
Holy
saw a commercial for one of those. It was like going viral on the internet, and the dude was like, it was almost like the Sham Wow guy, almost, but he had a white one and a black one. And he was like, "This is the new 2.0 of fuck my big ass and fuck my big black ass." He was so technical about it.
Did you see the?
You just got so excited. Your face was adorable.
The commercial just reminded me. Did you see the video during the Super Bowl? Did you see the Kirk Cousins commercial that ran for KFC?
No.
That was crazy. Dude, there was this commercial that
Uh-uh.
KFC put out, and it was Kirk Cousins, and it was like a KFC ad.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, they were like, Kirk, what's the secret? And he was like, a lot of people think that the chicken makes your fingers greasy, but you know what I think? It makes the receivers have incentive to get after that ball. And it's like aired on national TV. He was like, it gives the wide receivers something extra to go for.
Kirk
And it's
Cousins
like,
is such an innocent guy,
holy
though. He
shit,
doesn't know.
dude.
Kirk Cousins is such like a oh golly type of dude.
But it's like
That's so
it's
crazy.
so racist.
You know what
It couldn't
I
be
always
worse.
think of?
You know how I get Justin Jefferson to catch balls? I incentivize him with chicken.
AFC.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
This is crazy. 1 second.
Back in 30 seconds.
Kirk, for years, we've seen quarterbacks lick their fingers to get a better grip on the ball. But you're here today to tell us that's not true?
Never has been. And it's time people knew the real reason.
Tell us.
We don't do it for better grip on the ball. It's because of KFC.
What?
A little extra flavor makes the wide receivers work harder for the ball. This finger looking good. It's our secret weapon. Perfect spiral of flavor.
So this is why they call you KFC.
You like that?
Dude, I'm gonna play a little.
Crazy.
I'm gonna play a little. I used to work at an ad agency, Devil's Advocate. There's no way the people who made that commercial didn't know.
Oh, yeah,
well, so that's what I
100%.
was about to say because I think
It's
most
just innocent enough that you can play dumb, but
Right.
they knew
No.
that people would talk about it,
Yes.
and it would go viral, and people would talk about it on
Yeah.
podcasts.
It's like us putting out
They-
misinformation with like a clip of like, you guys
Yeah.
know this, and it's wrong.
It's like because I was thinking the same. That's exactly what I was thinking when you described it to me. It's like the talking point most of the time when you see something crazy like that is like, how did this get through a board of people who had to decide? It's like they all knew.
Yeah.
They
They
all
knew,
knew
yeah, yeah.
that they all knew that they had perfectly balanced the line between that could be innocent, but people will go, black people love fried chicken and wide receivers are black, and the
It's-
quarterback is
it's
white.
that thing where then they
Yes.
go,
This is a problem.
it makes you feel racist because you then go, wait, did I
Yeah.
interpret it the
Yeah,
wrong
you
way?
are technically the
Yeah.
one making it racist.
It's like when H&M put out that picture of like their kids' clothing line, and the black kid was in a shirt with like monkeys, and it was like, I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
little monkey, and it's like, dude, in order
There's
for that,
no way
in
they
order
didn't
for
know.
that to like go to publication, because it was in like a catalog that they sent in the mail, and it's like, dude, that image had to go through 40 people.
Yeah.
It went through the person who thought of the ad campaign, the photographer, all the people on set, the editor for the catalog, the person who does the website, like the person who does their social media. Like it went through dozens of people.
Yeah.
There's no way nobody caught it. They were just like plausible deniability. It was an
Yeah,
accident.
push it out.
Like, and if people get upset about it, it'll cause engagement and our name will be trending for a week. There's 0% chance that the people at KFC didn't know that that was a problem.
100%, dude. 100%. Yeah, because if your name is in the paper, even if it's like H&M is racist, it's like there's salesman.
Because you
We need to
didn't think about H&M for a while, and then you're like, I could use a $12 shirt.
I'm wearing an
yeah.
H&M shirt right now.
I could wear a shirt
H&M's
that falls
great.
apart
It's so-
after I wash it. Yeah.
I've
I've never had an H&M piece of clothing for longer than like a month.
had this thing for like a year and a half. I like this one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And
Just
it's
falls
shrinking.
apart.
It just makes as I'm saying it just starts disintegrating.
Yeah.
It starts leaking into my
I
skin.
think
I'm like,
I think the Triple F podcast needs a Kirk Cousins KFC commercial. I think we need a little monkey H&M ad. I think
What
we
do
need to make something that is close but innocent. You know what I mean? Just to get our names out there.
Yeah. No. I want the names out. Share this speaking of, go and fucking comment on the YouTube videos and like and fucking leave a review,
Yeah.
dude. We need that shit.
Yeah, we don't need like a public like commercial or anything because that's been working so well.
So are you suggesting that we be racist on camera?
I'm suggesting
and clip it out.
I'm suggesting we get a picture of like Jeff doing like the Sig Heil.
Oh.
And we crop it out, and that goes viral. It's like, look
How
at
about
this.
you do the same?
Nah, dude. Nah, here's the thing. I've been in the sun too long. I'm too brown to do it. People wouldn't even believe it. Because what's going to happen is we're going to have a picture of you doing the Sig Heil, but then we're going to zoom out.
This is bald prejudice.
We're going to zoom out. Yeah, dude. I mean, you just got the unlucky hand in this specific scenario.
a lot of
And in
scenarios.
life. yeah. Anyways.
Not, but you save money on shampoo.
Yeah.
True. Hey, what a come up.
Wow, I save $12 every 3 months. Yeah. So, but then it's going to be a picture of you doing the Sig Heil. But then we're going to zoom out, and it'll be a picture of you. You're actually just going to be like flying a kite or something. The kite will have a
K-I-T-E.
swastika on it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you will be flying a kite. And then we'll get taken off YouTube for sure after that. I don't think this is going to work now that
This sounds like sabotage.
Yeah, now that I'm-
yeah, Jeff.
now that
Yeah.
now that I'm saying it all out loud, it's not good. You
This
are
is
going
not
to
a
be
good
able
idea.
to sell tickets in like the worst places. Though.
Yeah, you will have a good
Dude,
demographic.
okay. Here's
You're going to lose your gay black demographic, but you're going to gain a white straight one. They're going to be
speaking
a
of my
problem.
gay black demographic. Share my fucking videos, dude. I'm so close to 30,000 followers. Help. Come on. Help.
Sure.
There it
Shares
is. Look at his
videos.
plug, baby.
But
I put.
I've noticed, like, it's not just me noticing it, but there's a trend with like YouTubers and podcasters. Once you start dipping in popularity, you're like, I'm going alt-right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those dudes show up. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go alt-right, whether you're like a content creator, podcaster, comic, whatever, though, if you have a clip go viral of you being like, these fucking freaks are cutting their dicks off, you will sell out clubs.
Those people buy tickets because all of those people who feel that way make $60,000 a year working a 9-to-5 job. They have money for tickets.
Yeah, that's not that much money, but yeah.
No, I know. That's why I said the number that I meant.
Okay.
I'm not saying that they're rich, but I'm saying they work, they have money, they can take a night off. They've got the night off because they got off their job.
Yep.
And they love you. The best crowd to get, not the best, but like the ones who are going to show up is the ones who are like, he isn't afraid to go there.
Yeah,
They'll
he'll
say
say
it.
it. He'll say it.
He'll say what we're all thinking.
Those dudes show the fuck up.
Fauci is gay.
They'll buy your
They're not
merch.
afraid to go to the Capitol. They're gonna come to
They'll-
a comedy
yeah,
show. Dude.
exactly.
They're not afraid to break the law.
They'll buy your merch and they'll wear it because these types of people also have almost zero fashion sense.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
They're
wear
against
your
this or the
t-shirt.
American flag that I have.
Yeah, they'll take off their grunt style t-shirt.
Yeah,
and they'll
yeah,
put
yeah.
on the American, the whatever your
Their
thing is.
9-line
They'll
t-shirts.
tuck it into their Wranglers.
I left mine at sunset.
Oh, I don't.
After maybe the
you
most
know-
embarrassing set of my life.
It's fine. Yeah.
What is this?
Well, no, it's not about you. We all left our like grunt style stuff in like a pile, and
then forgot.
somebody just found a pile of like grunt style. Hoodies,
Somebody
which
thought
is
that
funny.
something happened, probably.
Yeah,
And they
found
were like,
3
"Why
of
is-"
the exact same hoodies. They're like, what the fuck
Yeah.
happened here?
We left them all at
All in
all
different
sunset
all
at
in
the
different
same
sizes. They're like,
Yeah.
did somebody grow out of their hoodies?
Was there
here?
like a rush? Was there like a guy wearing instead of like
A guy just-
instead of a trench coat? It's like 6.
Yeah.
A guy just trying on a haul of clothes. He's like, well, the medium, no, the large, the XL.
And
yeah.
he gets to the double X. He's like,
Just
well, this
leave
is
him
too
here.
big.
Double
It's
XL,
like a
double
porridge.
XL.
That set was so embarrassing that sometimes when I lay my head on the pillow, I think about it and I go, "Huh!"
Yeah.
And I
I
go,
mean, it was pretty. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I mean this in a loving way. I don't think it could have went worse. In the sense of like,
Yeah.
you hit every nail that you should.
yeah.
You
I
ran
was
the light.
absolutely.
You were drunk. You said you were drunk in front of.
hammered.
You said you were drunk into the mic in front of every booker in the city, which is not a good look.
Yeah,
then
it
you got
couldn't have gone worse.
And then you got played off, and
Yeah,
it was
it
like, and
couldn't have gone
everybody was
worse.
there.
It couldn't
like
have gone
it was pretty
worse.
bad. Like
Getting-
I'm not
it was
gonna.
very bad.
I'm not gonna like.
Also, like getting played off regardless of how the set is going.
God damn.
I've been played off once in my life, and I was having a great
Me
set.
too.
And
Well, I wasn't.
no, yeah. And it still was as embarrassing as infuriating as anything.
Yeah.
I would have rather
I-
bombed the whole set and not gotten played off, I think.
to have to get
I
to you
was
getting
like-
played off and go, my bad, I'm drunk. Is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie. I was in
That
the
was
back like,
fun.
holy fuck, Jeff, no.
Oh, my bad. I overdrank.
I tried to.
My bad. You know how Wednesdays get.
Yeah. You know how I drink excessively. By the way, hire me.
I was trying to combat the nerves with alcohol, and the nerves wouldn't go down.
What it
And
was is-
usually when I'm nervous before like one of our shows, if it's like packed out and it's like whatever, I'll have a couple drinks and I feel fine, and then I go out there and I do well.
And it's good.
But the nerves wouldn't go down.
And then the set surely didn't help.
well, then,
No.
And here's the thing.
I left immediately.
Oh, I know. Here's the thing. It's like, cause yeah, I get the same way when we do our shows where I get nervous. Obviously, I don't drink. As soon as I'm up there for like a minute and a half and I
Yeah.
realize it's going
it's the
fine,
first laugh.
it's like, okay, we're good. I'm in the pocket now. I'm like totally fine. But like when you get up, like I felt this way at Plano. It took me like fucking like probably like almost I would say 7 to 10 minutes before I was like everything is okay.
Yeah.
Like even though it wasn't going great to get settled in. But like when you go up, like to be fair, I think maybe 2 people had good sets out of the 40
Yeah, dude, it
people
wasn't a
who were
good
there.
room for
No,
And it
comedy.
was
good.
only because I know the 2 people I'm thinking of, and it's because they're weird enough that other comics actually like watching
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And 90% of that room was comics. But I know it happens. Like you went up with nerves, the drinking didn't help the nerves, and then you go up there and the crowd stinks, so you start bombing, and then the nerves probably get worse.
Yep.
I mean, and then you go, I only have 4 minutes. I was having all this while I was watching you. I was like, you only have 4 minutes. It's not like you can go into crowd work. Also, you're auditioning, so you're not going to do crowd
No.
work. You're not going to like try and like riff. So it's just like
I
you just have to
don't
stick to your material.
Even remember what jokes I
well,
was.
here's the craziest thing. Here's the craziest thing, though.
You offered
Someti-
me a ride, and I was like, I'm fine. I was not fine.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
should not have driven.
I
You
think
live
that.
close
Well, I
enough.
think that.
really?
Sometimes. Well, here's the craziest thing.
You only have to be on the highway
Sometimes-
for like a couple miles.
You just have to pass a couple hundred people, a couple thousand people in a car going 80.
good
I
God.
think that here's my assessment on it too. Sometimes, like I've done it before when I'm like having fun and I've had a couple of drinks and I go on stage, I go, oh man, I'm fucked up. Like, and the crowd sometimes goes, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes it's into it. But then when it's like happening at the end to have it to be
Dude.
getting played off and think like this will save it is so funny. It's just funny because it was like, oh, dude, it would have been like it would have
It
been
was-
fine, and
it
then you
was-
said that, and then it was just kind of like, oh no, that
It was
made
legitimately
worse.
the nightmare set
yeah.
because it was just like I just met everyone in that room
Yeah, dude. and-
within a week of that. They haven't seen me do stand up before, and they're probably like, he must be pretty good, right?
Yeah, if
He's
with
got to
you
be
and-
solid.
Yeah.
And then it was the nightmare scenario.
You want to know what I'll say, too?
Dude, I swear to God, every night for the last week, at one point while I'm in bed, I go,
Who cares?
want to know what I'll say?
no, I have like 5 sets this week. I'll do fine.
What you could live here for 5 more years, do sets every single week. You will never have another set where more fellow comics are in the room.
Hey, if this makes you feel any better,
Never.
everybody saw it. Dude, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
here's
trust
the-
me, this is all that's been going through my head.
Hey,
Nah,
have you
dude.
noticed how I haven't been texting or calling?
Yeah, I mean,
I've been pretty depressed.
reaching
Well,
out too. buddy.
Spencer asked me the other night. They're like, he was like, "How's your boy?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "You haven't talked to him?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "That's weird." And I was like, "It's kind of our thing."
No, dude, I think you're.
I think
getting-
he's okay.
I think it's totally fine. Everything is gonna be fine. It was a weird experience for sure. But here's the positive thing: nothing will ever be that bad again.
Yeah.
You have done the worst thing that you will do
Yeah,
in
oh,
comedy.
yeah. Oh,
At
yeah.
this point, you have done, unless you say the N-word and it bombs.
Which
I
is
mean,
still
you
on the table.
sometimes
I told him to do that.
and sometimes you get close with the black. No.
He just usually goes sweetheart instead of
Yeah.
That's what that means.
It's so funny. It would be so funny to watch your crowd work and imagine you saying the N-word every time you say sweetheart.
That'd be crazy. No, it'll be. But the reality is you've now had probably what, and I say this lovingly. It's probably the worst thing that could have happened has already happened in comedy.
Yeah.
Like at this
Yeah.
point, it's like whatever. Who cares? I've had sets
Dude,
where
to do that and then go home to a mattress on the floor.
hilarious,
Dude, I
Brutal.
actually had that thought. Like, I had that thought
brutal.
where I was like thinking about it, and I was thinking about it from start to finish. Where I was like, he went up, didn't have a good set, got played off in front of a room full of people in a city he just moved his entire life to. And then he had to leave. He had to go home to his apartment where his dog isn't there and his wife isn't there and his mattress is on the floor.
And
I
the
was
AC doesn't work.
Holy shit, dude.
But
And the AC doesn't work?
well, hey, here's the thing though.
Hey, man, good thing I don't own a gun.
Yeah, seriously.
No, dude, you'll be
brother.
fine. This is that story that every comic has, where it's like, this
Yeah.
is my ultimate low.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like you
And
won't have
also,
anything
somebody
bad.
said it. I forget who said it, but they're like, "Good thing comedy's a marathon and not a sprint." I was like, "Yeah, for
comedy
sure."
is
Like,
a
dude, like-
marathon.
Like, and like to be fair, like even some of the comics who were there, like Spencer, he was like, "Do you think you would have done well on that show?" I was like, "No, dude. If I had to go up and just do material for 4 minutes to 10 people in a room full of comics, like
Yeah.
no, I would have bombed." And he was like, "Yeah, I would have bombed." Like
yeah,
everybody
I would have
bombed.
bombed too.
Yeah.
Everything was set up for. Well, that's why they do it that way, though. I think. 'cause
I
it
also
sees, like,
had
how are you
I
under
also had a
pressure.
very good set the next day.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
like,
And it was like,
dude. Well, that's.
Yeah.
I had like a. I mean, it's not similar, but it
man,
was
I'd like to move on.
Yeah, it's not similar, but I had a
about this
crazy.
anymore.
No, it's totally fine. I had a very similar thing happen where I talked about it a couple times here already, but like I featured for Matt at Cap City. Nat went up and fucking ripped. Got the room super hot. I went up. Oh, Matt went up after me and crushed the whole time too. I went up and it felt like I was just like they just wanted me to die. Like I don't know what I did. They hated me from the jump. 20 minutes of just bomb city. Then the next day I was supposed to do I had 4 or 5 shows that weekend, and then I got super sick. We were supposed to go to a concert the next day, and then that weekend I had 4 or 5 shows. Then I got super sick. Then I lost my voice, and the next show I did after that was Plano, and I was living in the dumps for I basically had a week of just bomb into being super sick into a very bad comeback show.
Just sitting in your bomb
Of
for an entire
what happened.
weekend.
Because I couldn't have gone, well, the crowd was weird. It's no, they loved the host. And they loved the headliner. They hated you specifically.
Yeah.
And then it was I had a fever, and I was this is brutal.
That's the worst.
Then I sat, and then the next time I get up, it was such a lukewarm set. I was
just having fever dreams about your bomb.
Yeah, I was I'm up there, and I'm
yeah.
You guys think that Truman's wife was ugly, huh? And everyone's what are you talking about?
That's
Are you
the.
teaching us or telling us jokes?
Yeah.
I mean, my bomb was worse because it was all comics in the room for people that I want to be that guy's good. I
But
should
there's
book
also
him.
a lot of open mic bad people. there,
Sure,
too.
but
For every
it was also the worst type of bomb internally is the one where you're on a show and everybody else does
Yeah.
well but
Yeah.
you. Because then you're
100%. I
'cause-
felt like I was getting fucking bombed. I felt like I was in London in the fucking 1940s or something when I was getting bombed because I was outside listening to Big Pops for Matt, and I was oh no, they love him.
It's like having PTSD.
Yeah, I'm they loved him and they loved Matt. It was just me.
that's the
I can't
that's the
step outside.
toughest. That's the toughest one because when everybody does poorly, you're it was a shit show. And
When
if
somebody walks off stage after you and they're oh
Yeah.
man, you go yeah right. But then when it's they're that was great, and you're yeah it was.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
because then you're oh, that was me.
Yeah,
That was me.
that was something about me,
Yes.
which feels personal.
Yes.
Even
It's what the
'cause it's the
fuck
most
did I
personal
do?
thing.
Yeah.
Because you're in front of strangers being vulnerable.
It's
and they all
what
hate
sucks.
You.
What sucks
It's
about
crazy.
comedy is it's dude, it is you can't separate yourself from external validation. That's all this is.
Yeah.
The whole idea is to get a room full of strangers to laugh. So you can't just I don't care what other people think. It's that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You have to make them
Yeah.
think it's funny. Anything else is
Well,
you can live your life being I don't care what other people think. I don't live for external validation. It's that's all that's what social media is. Posting content, that's what doing stand-up is. That's what sketches are. It's the whole idea is you
want
need
people to like you.
external validation to move up from this. You can't separate yourself from it. And I wish I fucking could. But you can't.
Well, I think what it is we've now crossed over into the spiritual portion of the Triple F podcast.
welcome back to
But it's just
feelings,
being
feelings, and more feelings.
It's feelings. Yeah. It's being able to separate your worth as a human being from that.
True.
That's where obviously, yeah, everything you said is right. It's the only reason I do this, literally the feedback to know if what I'm doing is good or worth it or working is validation. It's not you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's direct too.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's if I don't get that validation, do I think that it's a thing? But it's hard not to feel personal because if you don't get validation based on your jokes are just your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So it's oh, my thoughts are wrong.
Well,
That's
and the
me. And then you go, I'm fucking worthless.
Well, the
dude.
craziest thing too is
And you tie your identity so
Yes.
much to it's it's all you do.
all
It's
I
all
do
you
is
think about.
Golf
If I'm
and
not
fucking
yeah,
tell jokes.
it's so much of my life is consumed by
this.
this.
Ugh.
So it's am I more than a comedian? Yeah, but it's a large part of it.
You're a husband.
Yeah, not right now.
No.
I got that 75-inch TV on the way, dude. I'm gonna be Chromecasting.
I think
That's the
pornography.
craziest thing that you do. I'm
Dude, quit
sorry.
playing with the
I'm sorry.
the toesies come over the couch and
That's not even what I was talking about, but
I
that
thought-
is crazy. You play with your toes. The fact that you will stream porn onto a 75-inch TV is crazy to me.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think porn should be played on anything larger than a
is that
laptop screen.
75?
This is 85.
10 inches, dude. That's a pretty big fuck.
Yeah,
Like-
that's one more guy in the gangbang.
I don't know. For me, porn shouldn't be on anything larger than a laptop screen or a computer.
Yeah, but that's a
screen.
weird rule you set for yourself.
I know. I don't know why I have it.
It
but
used
it
to just be on movie screens.
It
That's
feels
crazy.
weird,
That's crazy that used to be a thing. People used
And
to
you couldn't
jack
jerk
off.
off. You
Remember
weren't allowed
Peewee
to
Herman
jack
got
off.
in trouble
Yeah,
for
he got in
jerking off
trouble
in
for
an adult movie theater.
You were supposed to
everybody's-
go there, get horny, and then go home, hopefully with the same horniness,
And just remember
and
really
jerk
well.
off.
Dude, that's like going to a rifle range. They give you ammo and they go, but you have to shoot this at home.
Yeah,
And it's like, but I came here because it's a range.
I mean,
This is where you should be shooting.
How many dudes were dumping loads
Like,
in
we
those
don't wanna clean
theaters?
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you weren't supposed to, but like, there's no way that wasn't happening all the time.
Yeah.
Imagine being one of the guys who got caught and also being Peewee Herman. Like being like to be
fuck.
to be one of the few, the proud the Marines, the few, one of the few guys that gets caught jerking. Like, I mean, if 100 guys in a day go to a movie theater to jerk off back in the day, I bet you
And
out
the
of
train
a
leaves at
week-
7 o'clock.
out of a week at 700, and Johnny has 4 watermelons.
Yeah.
Like, I bet maybe one of those guys gets caught, but somebody caught him, called the police, and then he got arrested, and he's a famous guy. I remember growing up watching Peewee Herman stuff, and then as I got a little older, everybody's like, he's like a fucking weirdo.
Anytime someone
or whatever, it's like, no, he was
mentions-
doing something totally normal. He was jerking off to porn.
But you can't be a kids show guy doing that.
yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Anytime someone mentions like a porno theater, the thing people always follow it up with is Peewee Herman.
I know.
Yeah.
It's all anybody mentions. He's synonymous with jerking off.
He
in
was
public.
kind of a weird. Like, if you watch
He's
some of
the-
those old Pee-wee things, dude, they're weird. They're
He's
not
the
like.
O.J. Simpson of stabbing.
He's the O.J.
Make that
Simpson
make
of
sense.
jerking
Wait,
off.
what do you mean?
Like if you think about a movie theater, you think of like a porno theater, you think of Peewee Herman. You think about a stabbing. O.J. killed his fucking wife.
You did say it wrong, but I get what you're saying. He's the O.J. Simpson of movie theaters, is what you of porn theaters.
Yeah.
He is to
Because O.J.
he is
Simpson
to
is the
porn
O.J.
theater.
Simpson. Of
He is
stabbing.
to O.J. Simpson as cum is into my butt.
I don't think that when I think of stabbing, I don't think of O.J. Simpson.
Oh, I think of it every time.
I don't. I don't think
You've
of
ever
O.J.
heard? You've never. Maybe it's like a thing where I grew up in, because like we used to say that like if we'd like to hear about somebody got OJ'd. You've never heard that?
Yeah, but like if I like turn on the news and it's like someone was stabbed, I'm not like they got OJ'd. Like,
Well, if somebody's at a porno theater, I also don't immediately go Peewee Herman.
I do.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
like the only.
There's still porno theaters.
That's
that
like
you
the
guys are hearing about?
only. There's definitely still porno theaters that
Are there?
exist. Yeah, I mean
My,
they're few and
my
far
bathroom at
between.
2 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, chill, dude. She's upstairs, dog. Don't be caught.
Damn, you jerk off in the bathroom?
Sometimes.
Yeah, dude.
With
where
your
else
girl,
is he
like,
supposed
right
to do
there?
it?
Right next to her? What am I, a fucking freak?
No, I mean, but you guys have a bathroom in your bedroom. Don't
Yeah,
you?
that's where he
That's
does
where-
it.
I
He
know,
doesn't
but
ca- he doesn't come do
isn't
it in
she?
this one?
Isn't she like right there? That would freak
She's
me
asleep.
out. I couldn't do that. I got to do it in the
If
guest
she's asleep,
bathroom.
you're not gonna wake her up to bother her. You just go jerk off in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
100%.
I like this move.
I would usually
Because I've heard about
Be
people doing
on
it
the-
next to people, and it's like that's
No,
fucking
that's
nuts.
weird.
That's like legit like sexual assault.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
That's
weird.
crazy.
If it's your long-term girlfriend,
I think that's weird.
It's
I think that's
weird.
so weird. Yeah,
I
that's
honestly,
like a private matter.
I would rather her be like upset and be like, I can't believe you did that, than her waking up and being like, the fuck is wrong with
Yeah, that's the
That's
thing.
worse.
I
Well,
think
I
it's.
guess-
I think it's
because
weird.
I've
worse.
been doing that next to a significant other, and they woke up and then they were like,
What's his name?
"Let's do it."
Heyo, his name.
'Cause
See,
you're gay.
I
Like they
see-
were like, "Let me finish that for you," and I was like, "I kind of just wanted to do it myself." Actually, no. I'm kidding.
You
I
gotta
just
get
think
a
it's.
lady.
I think that
You
there's
gotta get a
something-
lady who wakes up at 5 a.m. She
They-
don't
I
play
mean,
that mess.
They didn't
The
wake
yuck-
up
the
and
yuck-
go, "What the fuck?"
I'm not trying to yuck somebody's yum, but to me, it's like my thought is, or yuck somebody's yum. Yeah, I said that right.
Yeah, you said that right.
To me, it's just like the thought of it is just like, like somebody's like dead asleep, and you're just like, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
are you
I
doing? That's
guess.
so weird.
I guess it
is
dep-
my thought on
I guess
it.
it depends.
I also have a
bro.
feeling you and I are probably pretty different on how willing we are to show our penises to people.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah.
dude. There was a guy in my high school who was
ready
notorious
and
for
willing.
pulling it out. And he'd take a girl into the bathroom to make out, and he'd just whip it out. And then a lot of people would be like, "Get away!" And then other people would be like, all right, we're doing it. So he was probably batting about 500 on it from what I gather. But
50% is sexual assault. The other 50 you get sucked.
Yeah. And so that was
It's
a
not
thing.
a bad ratio.
Not a bad ratio.
50% suck ratio is pretty
I just
good
don't.
ratio. 50% suck ratio is pretty
dude,
crazy.
I just don't relate to that type of guy.
No, me
at
neither.
all.
I have no confidence.
I've had pretty much. I've only been with like 11 women in my life. I think 9 of them have been like, you can take your shirt off.
Never forget.
I'm like, okay.
You could take your shirt off. It's so funny.
You're just in the pool.
Just you like with it like tucked up just a little
I'm
bit.
just leaving
or
my.
leave it all the way down.
Just leave it down.
You end up with that wet spot like you were
Aw.
washing the dishes, kind of.
I'm just not very confident about my body.
That used to be a joke I had in like my first year. I'd be like, fellas, you ever leave your shirt on during sex and afterwards it just looks like you were washing dishes in the sink?
That's funny.
It
That's
is
funny. I like that.
And then it dries and it looks like pancake batter, and that's where I lost everybody. That's where I would lose them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really enjoy taking my shirt off.
Huh.
But what's funny is you think back on it and it's like, dude, you're inside of her. She's not gonna say no now.
She's not gonna see. It's like she's the size of your nipples. She's like, get out.
Yeah, oh my God.
Dude.
Get out of me, then get out of the house.
I was watching porn yesterday, and I got down this rabbit hole where I was kind of just like goofing off. Like I really was. I went from like normal porn to then I clicked on one that was like quickie cream pie, and then it went to one that was like this guy only lasted 12 seconds to me, and then I got down the rabbit hole of like guys coming prematurely, and dude, there was the funniest fucking video. It was 2 like hot girls. This was obviously filmed in like early 2000s. And it was a guy who looks exactly like Dan Schneider.
Hilarious.
Like fat guy, like fucking like just like swoopy haircut. And his name was Bob. And they were like, Bob, have you ever had pussy before? He's like, no. And they're like walking him into the house. It was so funny. And then it was like, and then like there was like a scene of him like grabbing her tits. And she's like, do you want a blowjob, Bob? Do you know what that is? And he was like, yeah, I know. And then, dude, this
Is this a retarded guy?
He's not retarded. He's just fat and weird, which is not far off. But and then they
Chip Up Podcast. Make sure you go to patreon.com/Chip
fat,
Up
more
Podcast.
fat. Yeah. So and then they lay him down and like, dude, this girl like kisses his dick. And then the other girl who's holding the camera is like, yeah, you like that? And he's like, yeah. And then he just nuts immediately. And then, like immediately, like she hasn't even done anything. And then they go, oh fuck, Bob. Oh, Bob, she hardly even fucking touched you. And he's like laying on his back, just like with his button down like bowling shirt on, just like, I'm sorry. It's so funny. It's so funny because it's like,
Wait, did you beat it to this?
No, dude, I was in full goof around mode at this point.
Were you still
penis
kinda
was
hard?
soft.
Oh, okay.
No, the penis was soft. The covers were over. The dick wasn't even out in the air.
It is
I
kind
was
of funny
just
to be
laying
kind
there.
of hard watching it.
I
Though. It
was-
would be hilarious. Like not fully, but you're like, oh, I get it.
At this point, I could have been watching like Mr. Beast videos. Like I was just like enjoying the content at this point, and it was so goddamn. I was like, actually,
We brought 100 people in here to suck off Bob. Whoever gets to make him come fast and gets a Lamborghini.
whoever makes him last longer than 4 seconds gets $1 for every ounce of cum that you get
Have you
out
seen
of
those
him.
the Mr. Beast videos where he just locks people in a store and he's like, you have to be here for 115 days and you get to see your wife afterwards.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like-
yeah.
I've never seen a Mr. Beast
I actually
video.
like the videos, but they're pretty.
Some of
like
them
a
are actually very
cultural.
interesting,
That's like a
yeah.
cultural cutoff of age for me. Is
Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
that's just too young for me.
I
to be
watched.
Like,
So here's the thing. I think that Mr. Beast has the same kind of thing that David.
Lucas.
No, no.
Him and David Lucas are friends.
I like Kyle Rittenhouse into David Dobrik.
I planted bombs around a Black Lives Matter rally.
But they it's like David Dobrik does the same thing and to a different degree, but like it's like Mr. Beast will be like do fucked up. It's like actually kind of fucked up. Some of the stuff is like kind of fucked up. It's like there's a reward, but there is like some fucked up shit that they do.
I think overall
He's definitely a better person. I don't think it's
Oh,
comparable, but it's
I
like
think overall Mr. Beast is probably
he
a
means
good guy
well,
and
yeah.
means well. But it is crazy because he is just going, you're poor.
Yeah.
If you stay in this padded cell as long as you can, we'll give you $1,000 every day you stay in there. And people go, this could change my life.
Yeah.
If I stay in this
And
padded cell for 30 days,
and shit.
like I could have $30,000. I could pay off those medical bills that have been like fucking up my credit and the reason I can't buy a house and all this shit.
it's like,
and then he just goes, this will get so many views.
Yeah,
like,
and of course it's all entertainment, and of course whatever. There's probably like whatever, but like
yeah. I mean, if you don't want to be a victim of Mr. Beast, don't be poor.
Yeah, there's a video of
pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you won't. Yeah, you won't have to stay inside of abandoned Kmart's.
Yeah. He just did he did one where he put like people ages 1 through 100 into a thing, and they could like vote each other out. Like, so it was like 100 people got put in a room, and then they had to decide who got $1 million or something like that. And so it was like every single age through 100, right? And there's just like an old guy who was like 100 years old, just in this studio, like, and then like he stayed there for 2 days, and then they voted him out. And it's like, dude, he's got like 4 days left, and 2 of them have been sent under this fluorescent lighting. Like that's so
funny.
Confused, like, and
wait.
then, like,
what was the game? They just had to every day they voted somebody out?
It was just basically like they do different challenges, like, all right, you guys have to collectively eliminate 10 people. If not, 35 of you get eliminated. And it's like, so then they would just be like, I want they'd just be like, I want 29 out. And the guy's like, dude.
Is this is all Mr. Beast does? He just does weird challenges for money?
Yeah.
This is late stage capitalism. Where it's just like, we have no socialized medicine. Nobody has like any sort of social, like financial net.
Right.
It's just, you have money or you have to go on some weird game show for a guy to monetize
You
on
either
YouTube.
have money or you get Mr. Beast.
Honestly,
welfare is now content, baby.
Honestly, it really is. Like, if you think about it, we've been over time kind of programmed to like that being normal. It is sort of a weird dystopian society that, like, not to get Antifa mad on you guys, but that like capitalism has created where there are people so rich that poor people will like go on their game shows and like do ridiculous like prizes and jumps. It's like in a different, like 50 years ago, this could have been like a like weird like sci-fi like Twilight Zone.
This would be a
thing.
Twilight Zone episode.
I mean, isn't it? I've never seen the show, but isn't that basically Squid Games?
Yeah. Dude, Mr. Beast literally recreated Squid Games.
This motherfucker.
No, he did it like,
remember,
obviously people don't die.
Do you remember
but
Extreme Makeover Home Edition?
Yeah.
Where they were like,
of course.
This is a family of 7 living in a 2-bedroom house. There should be some sort of government program to make sure that this doesn't happen. But instead, we picked this one family. This is happening to thousands of families,
Instead,
by
we
the
have
way.
Exhibit, Pimp My House.
Instead, we put 2 pools in their backyard. How are they going to pay the water bill? Don't fucking worry about that. Yeah. We made their beds all float based on magnets that's powered by 4 generators outside. They can't afford any of them. Like, it's
their
like,
11-year-old boy is really into Legos. He's going to grow out of that in 2 years, but we're going to spend $30,000 on a Lego bedroom.
Yep.
That, man, in a couple of years when he's trying to get laid, it's going to stunt that.
It's going to be weird.
Dude, there was... Okay, I'm sorry. I need to make sure
imagine
there
doing...
was...
Beep. I was just saying, imagine doing Pimp My Ride, and they put, like, 100-gallon fish tank in the back of your car.
Yeah.
And then you get in a fender bender and your kid drowns.
Jesus Christ, Jeff.
You get in a fender bender and like your child buckled into seat just drowns in the back.
There was a Extreme Makeover Home Edition where
with Ty Pennington.
I'm not. Yes, I knew that, and I'm not kidding. I don't remember why, but basically they were like, this girl loves food. Her favorite food is tacos. We made her bed look like a taco. And it was just like, we have a brown mattress with an even more, like it's the shell. And then we have a brown comforter. And then this sheet is lettuce. And these pillows are tomatoes. And it's like, who the fuck wants this?
Yeah.
You think this girl wants to sleep in a? You think this girl wants to be taco bed girl for the rest of her life?
Yeah.
Also,
somebody
pretty sure it
finds
was
out.
a Mexican family.
Yeah, I'm positive it was. We got to look that up.
And it's brutal too because
That would be a funny sketch. Ty Pennington making like stereotypical houses.
yeah.
Just being like, this family is Asian. So
Try to do again.
yeah, I don't know why you
about
like,
the Extreme Makeover Human Being Edition. Somebody has Bianca has a joke very similar to it that I've heard her do, and I'm like, it's close enough. It's the same thing of like it's a little bit of the same thing where it's basically like, you're so ugly that all of your friends and family sent us tapes and videos about how ugly you are.
yeah.
And thought this is something that we should do for them. We should put them on a show where they give them plastic surgery and change their life.
We went to the
Fuck you, dude. He's doing his sexy storytelling voice.
Yeah, you do lower your voice.
It's crazy. It's so funny. Your volume control.
Went to,
It's like if he's having a good time, it's like as loud as it gets, and then he's like, "I got a sexy story to tell about the botanical gardens me and Ariel went to."
I'm actually going to talk about that.
I knew you were.
Lower the
These
lights
gardens,
a little
we
bit.
went to these gardens and they had like peacocks everywhere running around, and I was like, yeah, the peacocks are cool, but where are the poop vaginas?
Did you say that just to your lady?
Yeah, the peacocks are cool, but where are the poop vaginas? Yeah, this podcast is cool, but where's our third comedian, Jeff?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, dude.
What am I slinging bits?
Hey, where's our second? 'Cause
Yeah,
I've been on a streak of where I'm like, I don't know.
He ran that by me the other night.
Yeah, I said I was gonna save this for the podcast.
I like it.
I think it's so.
I think it would have been
dude.
funny if you said that to a tour guide.
Yeah,
And they were just
you're
like-
doing a tour around the botanical
I would
gardens.
have really liked it if you were getting a tour from a tour guide and you were like, there seems to be a lot of peacocks, and then he's like, if you say poop vagina, like, he just knows what's coming. He's like, good. He points to
amount
a
of poop
sign.
vaginas I
It's like,
get, yeah.
do not reference poop vagina.
Yeah,
He's like,
it
we
points
have
to-
one rule.
Yeah, it points to a sign 0 days since poop vagina reference. He has to change it.
He's like, you motherfucker, we were on such a good streak.
Poop vagina.
I'm not going to
is
get my bonus this week.
Yeah.
Poop vagina.
Poop vagina.
Freeze a piece of poop and fuck your vagina with
There
it.
was a gr-
That's
there
a
was-
thing,
there
isn't
was-
it? Like, isn't that like a... You remember all the gross sex things you learn when you're young, like the donkey punch and like
yeah, like the fake
the
names.
dirty Sanchez and like shit that nobody actually does. There was one that was like that, where it's like you freeze a piece of
poopsicle.
poop.
You freeze poop
fuck
and shove it in your ass
Or, like,
again.
the one, I remember there was one that
Reverse
was
shit, you
like
shit.
relatively popular, or not popular. Nobody was doing it, but it was a talking point where it's like you fuck a girl, and then right before you're about to come, you punch her in the back of the head, and it knocks her out, which makes her tighten up on your dick.
There was
And like, I remember somebody
Yeah.
telling me that when I was 15 years old.
yeah, dude. I remember there was
Yeah,
that.
when you heard those in middle school, you were like, I'm going to try
Like
that
the-
move one day.
like the Houdini, the
Then you
Houdini,
grow up and
you
you're like,
spit
"Oh."
on her back when you're fucking from behind. She turns around, and you cum in her face, and you blind her. Now
Yeah.
you see me, now you don't.
Or the
Houdini.
stranger
It's
where like you hit
crazy.
it from the back, you have your boy in the closet, and then you pull out, he jumps in, and then you go to the window and wave to her.
Crazy.
It's
I've
like
never heard that one.
all of these are rape.
Yeah.
All of these.
The caveman is when you punch her and you're fucking her and you punch her in the back of the head, her butthole opens up and you go inside. That's what I've heard before.
The only one that I
Crazy,
think
dude.
is like actually funny and like you could do is I forget what it is. It's like the rodeo or something like that. And basically you start fucking her and then you call her the wrong name and you see how long you can stay inside of her. It's like
So
when
she
you ride
bucks
a
you off?
bull. Yeah.
That's rapey too, man. If she's like, hey, get out of me, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
And you're fighting
Yeah,
to stay
it is.
inside. That's not
But
good.
here's the thing.
Fighting to stay
so
inside
here's
is
the
crazy.
thing. This is like the great argument against like video games are making kids shoot up schools. It's like I had all the same video games. I used to mow down crowds of people and then go pick up hookers in San Andreas.
So
I
sick.
learned all of these things that we're talking about now, like awful things, like punching girls in the back of the head while you're fucking her because it makes her pussy tighter, or like you heard the opposite, it makes her asshole open up.
Yeah.
And you fuck her while she's like, I guess like I've never done any of these
No, of
things.
course not.
Obviously, I would never do any of these things. But it's like, but it's like I knew all of this stuff when I was a wee child, and I've never punched a girl in the back of the head.
True.
Not if she didn't want it.
No, there
No,
it
I
is.
couldn't do that.
I couldn't.
But we
I
knew
couldn't.
all these things.
Could you do slap in the face?
Oh, yeah, if she wants it, yeah.
I don't think I could.
Bro, I had a girl slap me in the face one time and knock a crown loose in my tooth. I had to go to the fucking dentist 3 days
You're
later.
fucking Mike Tyson, dude. She's teeing off.
To
To have dental work afterward is crazy.
She teed off on me and it cost me $800.
It's
Damn.
crazy. It's crazy to like lose a tooth and then you show up to do the podcast and I'm like, damn, dude, what happened? You're like, pussy was crazy.
Yeah.
It's like,
Pussy
She was
go crazy,
crazy. I'm
bruh.
missing a front tooth. Wait, you've never slapped a girl in the face sexually?
no.
I mean, it's not like, but just like a
You gotta get a karate chop wind up. It would be
gotta-
funny.
you gotta have a
Do you think the Asian dude's karate
don't-
chop instead of slap? She's like, I want you to hit me in the face. He's like,
I am a coming.
you get, dude. If I was Asian, that would be fun. After you come, you stand up and bow to her.
I hit my head on the fan after coming once
Hilarious.
because my bed at my house is very. She might not want me to tell this, but whatever. She doesn't listen.
You stood up on your bed.
I stood up because my bed's too high to do doggy with me on the ground. So I'll do it on the bed, like on my knees. And then after I came, I just stood straight up. Dude, it was like the most Dumb and Dumber shit. Because she's, doggy waiting for me to get,
Clean
wet
up.
wipes.
All right.
And then I just came. Oh, I also farted.
You got hit so hard that you farted?
No, I farted after I came, farted, stood up, and knocked my head.
And then 3 big lumps came and Tweety birds.
And
My
I know,
teeth turned into piano
Yeah,
keys.
yeah.
and bro, I know your fan when you hit your head on it just released a snowfall of dust. Off of the top of it.
dude.
No. I live with a lady.
Come on, bro. I don't give a shit, dude.
If you dust checked my fan right now, it would be brutal. I think
Yeah, dude.
it would be so dusty.
Yeah, I bet if you check that right now, I bet there's dust all over.
Oh, I bet it'd be
Dude,
crazy.
I was getting delirious in my house last night because my AC doesn't work and I have nothing to do.
Are
so
they
I'm
going to
just,
do anything about that?
I've called them. I put a work order in yesterday. But
Get a fan.
I have a fan, but it's the only thing I don't have a television. I don't have anybody to talk to or hang out with.
You
So my
can
options.
Come here.
Bro, like I was literally I was out for like an hour last night. Like you just don't hit us up.
Yeah, but
I also didn't hit you up. So it's not like I'm aware
Yeah, but you
there's
also didn't know his AC was down.
I'm
and
aware
he was
there's a
pacing
two-way
in his
street, but I didn't know
room.
you were just pacing around with your top off, sweating, not knowing what to do with yourself.
Top never comes off.
Dude, even when you're home alone and your AC doesn't work, you have a t-shirt on?
I don't like myself.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't like what I see in the mirror. But I was
That's sad.
Yeah. Definitely.
I
But
love
I
you.
was thank you. But I was on my computer and my computer's just pumping heat
Yeah.
and I was losing it.
Were you listening to Kendrick's diss during that time?
You were just getting sweaty.
No, I was
Sweating up? You're like,
playing
"Oh."
Halo Infinite and
Ah.
sweating my dick off. And then I was like, why the fuck is it so hot? This is like 2 days ago. Walked over, saw my AC was on 81
Mm.
and my computer's just pumping. Like when you're
Yeah,
playing like
I've had that happen before,
a
too.
high-end like video game.
Yeah, and
It's
you're
like
like,
it's
it's
really
really
hot.
When your AC doesn't work, there's always that moment where you go, wait, I'm way hotter than I should be.
yeah.
And then you go, fuck, dude. It's worse when you wake up in the middle of the night and don't realize that your power went out or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm kind of hot, but then you just go back to sleep and then you wake up fucking fully sweating.
If I'm not doing stand-up or the podcast, I don't do anything. And the only thing I have is my computer. It's the only thing I really brought with me other than clothes.
Bro, we got
And then I just can't even use that because it's so hot. So I'm just in my bed, like just doom scrolling TikTok. Like, this is a low, man. This is a fucking low.
Dude, no, I was
You
there.
gotta start playing golf with me, bro.
I was there.
I don't have clubs and I'm bad.
I got clubs.
I was doing
I'm
that.
5'8".
I got old like normal size clubs that you could use.
I was doing I was basically doing the same
I
thing
would
when I
golf.
first moved here. Doing the doom scrolling, going out and being like, dude, I was like I was like drinking a lot when I moved here because I was like, oh, I fucked up. Now I don't drink ever because I'm feeling better, which is kind of a red
I've
flag.
gotten so many DMs from Florida comics being like, "How's Austin?" I'm like, "Sad."
Are you
I'm
saying
sad.
the truth?
No.
You gotta lie,
I'm,
yeah.
No, I'm saying the truth, which is
Oh.
like, It's cool. I don't get as many spots as I would like, but
Yeah.
I've been here a month.
But also,
Yeah,
how many more spots do you want, though? That's the real thing. Because it's like, obviously infinite, but it's also like, dude, like 3 or 4 a week is crazy good.
I mean, if the Saturday one actually comes through, I have like 6 this week.
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome.
No, it's good.
Anything over 3, at 3 is even great. I did 3 I did like 4 last
6
week. But
if
I've
I'm
done
counting
3.
If I'm on the Creek show tonight.
Dude, even if it's 2, yeah, you are.
Then like 6.
I've done like weekends where it's like 2, and it's like, oh, even 2 is great. 2 is great because there's people there each time.
I guess I'm freaking out just because like
It feels more inconsistent than anything else.
what it is like the only times I've ever in the last like 4 years where I've gone like 4 or 5 days without doing stand up has been on my own volition.
Right.
Anytime I've gone
Yeah.
a while without doing it, it's on me. It's like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
went
yeah.
out of town or I was like sick or I didn't feel like doing it or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's like I haven't done stand up since Thursday.
Mhm.
And now I'm doing stand up tonight for the first time in 6 days.
Yeah, it
and
just
it's
feels
like
like it's out of
that's
your
just
control.
because I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that feeling, but the reality is
I have
like,
$100 bet with your roommate
about I
that
know.
the Clippers are going to win. Clippers
Is
in
that
6.
tonight?
Yeah.
I watched the end of the I watched the end of the Philly game yesterday, which was crazy. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
That was sick.
On my phone in my bed. I have no TV.
We get it. You're sad, dude.
Yeah.
It's okay, man.
You're getting spots already. It's great.
Yeah, it's cool.
You
That's
got
cool.
6 spots within fucking 2 weeks of moving here, 3 weeks of moving here. That's great.
Yeah, it's cool.
It took me like fucking 3 months to get that.
True.
You're ahead of the curve, buddy.
No, I'm doing all right. I just need a goddamn air conditioning.
Yeah.
My wife and my dog.
There you go. Look at that. And they'll come eventually.
Hair.
Or they might stay in Florida, then you're just out here. Imagine if they just stayed
Dude,
in
how
Florida.
weird would it be if like if I just
You
had
just got hair plugs out of nowhere.
He just showed up with like a full, like my head of hair, like the same haircut.
Hey,
Dude, it would be not cool. It would be not cool. I'd be like, take it out. Take it out.
You
right
Freaky
now.
Friday his hair.
I wouldn't get the exact same haircut as anybody that I know, but how weird would it be if like
What would you do if you had the option for hair? What would you choose?
I don't know. You know what? I've said this before. I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast, but the only thing that because I shaved my head like my whole life. I always had like short hair. I never did anything with it. That's the only regret I really have. Because like even as like in high school, my buddy would like give me like a 1-up top and then a fade and then line me up, and it was just I always just had a shaved head.
Yeah.
I never did anything with it, and I wish I did.
Yeah, it's kind of like
I
you
never
look
just
back, you
had, like,
think
a
about
cool
the things
haircut.
you didn't do. not
You
the
kind of
things you
you're
did,
like
you
I didn't even
know?
experiment.
Mark Twain
with,
said that. That was my high school. That was my high school.
Mark Twain also
Yearbook
said,
quote.
which is funny, which rules. Also,
You're just gonna
I
get
don't remember.
fucked in your
Yeah,
butt.
yeah, you're just gonna get turned gay.
They're just gonna fuck your little.
What if that's
homeless
how being
butt.
gay worked?
Yeah.
It just meant that they like fuck you, like you wake
Where
up
did
and
the-
they're like holding you down.
where
You go,
did-
no! It's like a
A
vampire.
gay dude fucks a homeless guy who was patient 0 for the AIDS.
This has been the Triple F.
Thank you
podcast.
guys so much for listening to the Patreon.
I don't know if it was the one with Nate or the episode before that, but I talked about how some dude tweeted about Caitlin Clark. I was talking about how I read a tweet that was like, she keep that thing hairy. I forgot to mention that was Antonio Brown.
Dude,
I saw that tweet again and I was like, oh shit, it was AB.
He's fucking
I
lost
talked about it on the
his
podcast.
mind, dude. His mind is
he
gone.
rules so hard,
He
bro.
really does. He's mentally ill and he's lost his mind. But
Yeah, he's like pulling his dick out at Holiday Inn pools.
So funny.
kind of cool though.
Yeah, I mean,
Aren't we all?
Yeah, we should probably wrap up.
And so should he.
Heyo.
Triple Up Podcast.
Triple F Podcast extra episode every week at patreon.com/Triple F Pod. Go watch the sketches on the Good Girl Studios page, and also on June 12th and 13th, we will be in Fort Worth and Dallas. Wednesday, June 12th, Hyenas Fort Worth. Thursday, June 12th or June 13th, Hyenas Dallas. Go buy tickets now, please. We love you.